I think this is a very good demonstration of what this new hero is truly capable of. Because Kirk was like 1v3, 1v4 against Evos a lot of time with that Crimson, and nearly taking out multiple members by himself as well. It is that scary when you add on to the cooldown and he gets items and spam and that flash combo. You can see how effective he is in space. But King Kong has been capturing the hearts of the MLBB community over the past year, and he's continuing to do so into 2025.
You could superimpose King Kong face on Suyo and they will look exactly alike. He's synonymous with this assassin at this point in time. Man has been eating good, he's been hitting the gym, he's been winning championships, he's been having a good time during the holidays, coming into the new year, and he comes back with a flawless game 1, 6-0 and 9 KDA.
Like, what can stop this man? Right? He was so farmed up by the late game, already maxed out on items like 10 minutes in, 900 TPM, what do you expect? Even going for the DOD as well as the magic shoes. This is a very greedy, full damage build, and yet never punished, right? 6 as hero and 9 on position. Their coordination was perfect every single time, and it just felt like a mismatch.
Yeah, it definitely felt like so. Even when you sort of look back at the previous records, right? Onyx Philippines, they're not flawless. They're not, you know, invincible. They have dropped games on the biggest of stage, but in these long runs, they always come on top because of how consistent the players are and how, you know, Coach Wino is always adapting the draft, you know, reassuring the players that all you gotta do is to play the game, let me handle the draft. And on top of all of that, even the games that Onyx Philippines lose, they don't get steamrolled, right? Like, they make their opponents work hard for it. They drag the game out. It goes beyond 15 minutes, and it ends up being exhausting, even for the teams that take them down.
I mean, that's what it takes to be world champion material. You can see here, one roar from Kelra, and Evo's just disappears. They're the ones with the tiger and their logo, and it seems like the gold standard has a stronger roar in this case, right? Onyx have really upped the tempo here. And it was esports. Early game, they really weren't doing all that badly. They're actually doing a pretty good job of matching the team fight potential of Onyx. Philippines, but there were a few key conditions missing. Firstly, their draft made it so that they were a lot weaker in the early game than they ideally wanted to, and they were a little slower in terms of decisiveness. The moment something happens, just snap, they're all on top of it, and that's why Frisco was outperforming the Tigreal every single time.
Oh yeah, and you could even see how Evo's Glory were constantly trying to proactively stop Brusco from getting those backline kills. They were juggling their abilities to kind of stagger his combo, and even then Brusco still somehow finds a way through a Phobius to get a kick off, to get a kick off. So I think at the day, it's just the micro mechanics that Onyx has kind of showcased in this game 1. Let's take a look at King Kong's heat map throughout the entire game as he just dominates the jungle. What can I say? It's King Kong.
You can see that it's a very standard rotation when he starts off in the jungle, right? Going to his first buff, stealing from the enemy camp, going to the second, then trying to invade and see where he can find things. King Kong really wasn't doing anything that wasn't particularly special in this game, actually, but the setup as well as the way that the team was playing around him allowed him to really solidify his position on the land of Dawn and slowly but surely gain an advantage that just never stops snowballing.
And you can see because of that, he is just spreading that influence across the map. Majority of the spikes kills that King Kong got was on the top corner of the map. That's where most objectives are, but that's also kind of playing into Evo's Glory's kind of game plan and using it against them. They want Nikki to constantly be on the other side of the map, and King Kong was like, sure, and we just take the fight elsewhere and beat you with the gold that we have.
It is a little bit sad because Sun as well as other auto attack fighters are something that we want to see more of, just to have a little bit more variety in the meta hero pool. But situations like this show you why they aren't more popular. They just blow up so quickly, right? When they have to do damage in melee range, you'd much rather go for something like Marksman. But it was not a bad idea, right? We saw that Nikki was actually performing quite well against Kelra in the gold lane. It's just that once the laning phase was over, there was a clear difference in team fight potential.
Oh yeah, well, I like the idea. I like the innovation, but of course, up against a world champion, you gotta take a lot more than that innovation. Even though he did show some potential, you know, again, we saw Annabelle trying to take some initiative, even having the patience to wait out certain abilities from Onyx Philippines. It's just that when those moments happen, he finds himself alone a lot of the time. We have to see how Evo kind of adapts to Onyx in game 2. I know you kind of draw references from how PLID dealt with Onyx. They were picks like Carmilla, big
parts of the map, then it actually gives you a chance to play for space as well as get the farm that you need to scale up into the big kill. If Evos had a stronger early game composition here, then they could have actually leveraged the first few kills they got to maybe turn into something else.
It was a fun fact for everyone out there. Onyx Philippines finished 3rd and 4th in the SPS Season 6 Open Final and went on to win M6 afterwards. So World Champions are for sure right here at SPS, and Onyx Philippines is the greatest example. So if anyone is still doubting teams here and what they're fighting for in the stakes, well, M7 trophy I think is on the line in this case.
It really is quite something though when you consider that it is such a long time since the end of the Open Finals and the start of the Challenge. So now that Onyx has gone from being a very promising challenger to just the gold standard, right? To steal the title from Kara a little bit as the champion of M6. Everyone now has their eyes on them, everyone wants to defeat them, and it doesn't seem like they're too worried about it, right? There's no pressure, they're still playing as good as they were before, the drafts are solid, the control is good, the farm speed on another level entirely. So it's back to the drawing board for Evos here, because what can they do to stop them?
I don't have an answer for that, but I would say we've seen the cheesy side of Evos. Now I want to see them kind of play that standard game, right? No more standard pick, internet goal lane, no more of the Sun shenanigans, and see how that one-on-one matchup is going to look like. I definitely think that Evos have the right idea.
Sociabuzz 10.000 dari Teh. Pesan, ini hanya tes notifikasi.
Bring it back to the basics. Check out the drafting phase for game number 2. Onyx on blue side this time. Evos on red. So Juices, Manny, Harris, Alpha, banned out.
Alright, so pretty standard to open things up here. Like I already highlighted, I'm hoping that Evos goes for a slightly more early game-centric competition here. And if you're able to combo it with like the standard front to back, the more traditional lineup, like you mentioned, go for comfort, go for comfort picks, stuff that you can rely on, then we might be able to see Evos put up a fight against KASIH.
The bigger question is the Joy is left up on the table, and Onyx Philippines, they are first pick, so if that Joy goes through, you're picking between Joy or Studio, or maybe you take the one that Onyx doesn't pick. Down to Eve. Evos has a big decision to make right now.
If they're banning the Eve, most likely they want Joy, I think. And they're already proposing that question to Evos. If you ban Joy, then we get Suyo for free. If you let both through, Joy still performs slightly better in a 1v1 situation against Suyo, and it's also a very comfortable hero pick for King Kong. So either way, Evo is like looking in a pretty tough spot. I think if they do end up letting the Joy too, contesting things like the Cho away is necessary.
So EVOS, they recognize that they ban out the Joy, which means Suyok is up, but the Granger is also available, right? The Granger up as well. What else is that? And Granger and Suyo are the first two I'm looking at. Unless is there a world where this is first phase of Lucas? No, right?
No. Like, Lucas is solid, definitely, but still runs into similar issues that other EXP laners do, in that if you counter him in lane, then he doesn't really get to do anything. So you usually don't want to early pick EXP laners. We do see the CEO locked in. Evo's going to take the Loi away. It was banned out by them in game number 1. This time they will have access to it.
Take the Granger for themselves as well. Standard opening. It's a fair trade if you are Evos, right? It's going to be the Irritel once more from Telra. Opening up against Granger that mostly relies on skill shot. It kind of dance around him as the Irritel.
So it looks like it's just going to be the same draft from Onyx as in game number 1. I was also expecting the Irritel to come out, as Granger is definitely a very, very popular pick right now. I'm sure Onyx already expected Evos to grab it if they left it open. Irritel is actually just a pretty solid counter to Granger. You have the mobility to catch up with it, they're able to poke from afar quite well, and the AoE damage allows you to upscale him somewhat too. And then you add the Cho onto that Briscoe was already destroying Evos earlier, and Onyx already looks very solid once again.
They're gonna go for the Hayabusa this time. So basically, it's definitely a switch up now that the droid isn't there. Go ahead and ban Lucas as well, who has been causing so much trouble for Evos in that game 1. The question has always been, how are you going to protect your backline? So far Evos, they don't really have that person, so you might as well get rid of the Lucas.
I think Kirk played a mean Lucas, one of the best I have seen. So very understandable to get rid of it. It's already difficult to handle in the first place, and in this case, Hayabusa and Granger are both heroes that want to go more for the finisher. So if you have a hero that's very difficult to whittle down in the first place, then it's not going to be the most ideal. Both teams right now are still going to be looking for their THP lane, so I'm expecting a little bit more focus towards that.
So that's the table ban from Onyx.
Unfortunately, we don't really see much of Kaja anymore. Pretty classic options against Cho are either heroes that can match CC like Ruby, or just straight up bulky frontliners, right? Like that or Hilo, both of which are still open right now. So I think Evos will probably lean in that direction instead.
Well, yeah, the Hilo, I mean, even the but I do think the Hilo a bit more. Hilda banned out as well by Onyx. Part of me was thinking of the Hilda, but more so for the XP lane. Let's see. So the Katat will be the choice for Evos. They're gonna keep it up, keep it a flex.
Yeah, Katat being picked up here means that Onyx doesn't actually know which lane he's going into yet. They are going to be looking for their own EXP/roam flex depending on where this Cho goes, as well as the mid lane. Now that the Katat is out, we're not going to be seeing the same Farsa from Super Prince. There's a reason we banned it out previously, because that AOG just destroys the better airstrike entirely. There are still a good number of mage picks in the pool. Still the classic fallbacks like Vexana, as well as Aurora. Let's see what Onyx decides to go for.
No, there's the Veil.
Ooh.
Veil and Hylos. suppose it's not
I
too
do
bad
like
of a
this.
pick, right? I mean, we've seen this example, the Veil pick. I think SRD showed us when they fought against RRQ.
Sociabuzz 10.000 dari tes. Pesan, ini hanya tes notifikasi.
Veil is a hero that I expressed doubts about during SPS in the open finals. I believe when it was played by Yue, when it was against Fanny, I said that this is going to be a food hero, you know, not the greatest mobility, but I neglected to think about how quickly Wind Blow comes out, right? There's not a lot of backswing into it, so it's actually very good at catching assassins off guard by just instantly knocking them up into the full combo and burst. Veil has definitely gained a lot of popularity since that pick in SPS previously, and now the CC will come out to counter against the high-lows at the end, and it looks like they're gonna flex the show into EXP instead.
Yeah, it's a very smart switch at the end, right after seeing the CC, so it's better to have Kirk on the show, so you don't get kind of stuck on by the CC. I'll say this Veil might seem immobile, but at max passive you get like about 80 extra movement speed, so it's pretty fast. You know, for someone who commands the wind, it would be pretty funny if Veil doesn't travel at high speed. See, though, game 2 is gonna kick off right now. We will have Onyx Philippines on the blue side and Evo's Glory on red.
Game number 1 ended up being a very one-sided affair for our current world champions. Evo's esports are now eager to switch things up, have definitely gone for a more standard composition here with pretty good early game presence, but is it going to be enough? Because Onyx still has a lot of their comfort heroes. They switched up with the high-lows and the Veil, but otherwise, still the same heroes we saw in game 1.
I'd like to quickly say that Super Prince is using the base skin, which I'm not impressed by.
Ooh.
He literally had a new, you know, what do you call it, the event skin. It's not called Starlight, but the latest one, which makes him like a magician, consensual musician or something. At first, it almost came through the lethal initiation and actually did proc.
When you're so confident that you're gonna be able to make things work out even without that extra 8 magic attack.
Agak patah-patah ya guys ya.
Super Friends. Oh, in the mid lane.
This was to eat up all of the shadow kills, stuns Annabelle under the turret, and he himself gets out alive.
A really nice stun at the end by Briscoe. A kill there would have been huge for Annabelle to get started on the snowball for the Hayabusa, but turns out it's Tawny instead that gets caught out. Again, the off-tempo play by King Kong. He always comes in after the enemy jungler has already made their attempt.
Yeah, not only that, he came in and was level 4, now gets to clear up his camp just in time for the orange buff to spawn once more. See King Kong, he's going to be slightly ahead in experience compared to Annabelle. And yeah, with this turret go taken out, no chance for Evo to do anything about it.
King Kong not even having to expend the retribution here. And we can see just how low they... Wait, what happened back there? That must have been a Veil out. Yeah. Well, that's very painful. And then Briscoe knows that he's at low HP too. Ah, this is very oppressive already. Has to use the Restream just to secure the orange buff, and now Briscoe.
Well, he's just gonna eat it up. The glorious pathway percentage max HP heal finds Annabelle at the end, and King Kong just slices him in half. Now Tawny needs to get away. King Kong back in the face. The win no! Super Prince. At the very edge of it, King Kong finds a triple kill.
This is very much a stop, they're already dead situation for Evos. Already a 2k lead, 4 kills to 0, 3 minutes in, so clean from Onyx Philippines. For a moment, it looks like Briscoe is going to be punished for trying to go for Annabelle. But they do get Kelra at least.
But then King Kong will just come in for revenge. Takes down Nikki, The slice claw kun in half, and now looking for Tawny. Whistle connects, this time no follow-up from Onyx Philippines. King Kong just found 6 kills in under 4 minutes.
6-0 Suyo in 3.5 minutes. I'm sorry, Evos, the game is over. What do you even do at this point? And it's King Kong of all people. MVP with Suyo in game 1, nearly a 900 GPM. What's gonna be his GPM in this game? I don't even know. It is insane what Onyx is capable of achieving with these invades, with these punishes. Evos just doesn't know what's hitting them.
Masih delay kah? Masih delay kah?
Masih delay kah? King Kong is probably going to hit like a 1k GPM.
Yeah, I think so.
It's probably halfway there. They're going to continue to invade. If you're Annabelle, damage you do, damage you don't, and yeah, kick in the face. Brusco picks up that kill. The orange buff. Not sure if Annabelle got it, but not that it's going to matter anyways. The third turtle spawns on Philippines. Not in a rush at all.
Unfortunately, Evo's once again just not really having lane priority.
Pran aman tuh pran.
Allow them to make something happen more aggressively on the map.
Aman tuh pran. Boga receh tuh pran. Donate 1000 mah pran.
As a form of initiation with a CC, right? So they don't have this reliable ways of starting team fights and locking people down either. That's allowing Onyx to just go wild.
It's the same history we saw between Planets and Lazy Esports in game 1. Eldora with vengeance. Annabelle shows up, shallow kill, dispersed between King Kong and Kirk, and now where's Annabelle gonna go? Kirk tries to look for him, and in the behind the scenes, Eldora just got destroyed.
I kind of want to see what King Kong's itemization is already. Like, how many items does the Suyo have at this point with his 7-0-1 score? We're 5 minutes in, Avatar the Guardian comes in, Super Prince avoids it, flickers out!
And King Kong re-engages, just takes out Nikki just like that.
They're actually too good. Super Prince, under any other circumstance, Avail should be dead in that position, but instead sets up, gets the windstorm in, Annabelle gets chased down!
And Kirk finds the kickback, Brusco gets a double kill just like that.
This game is going to be rated PG-13 because this is ugly. this is no longer safe for like child consumption. You know, you need parental guidance to tell you that Evos is being destroyed right now. 7k goal lead in 6 minutes. What do you even do?
Guys,
for example, why some people think that video game incites violence. Not that Onyx DH wants it, it's just they are too good at the game. They did lose Brusco, so that's the second kill that Evos has found this entire game. And it's so minuscule, doesn't really matter. The third turtle is going to be spawning. We're still in the turtle phase of the game, and Onyx has like a 7k goal lead.
The diversion play was good, right? Being able to pull the entire team over to catch out Briscoe, but that is the Onyx roamer. He's not even worth that much, all things considered, and yet still actually pretty good for Evos. You can see just how scared they are. Connie not able to hold up the front lines against Kirk at all. So split push is happening for Annabelle, so I do think that's a good idea. Onyx isn't actually that good at responding to split pushing. But they are starting to rotate up now, so I hope Annabelle is getting out soon.
Super Prince find a not gonna risk it. Alright. They commit the glorious pathway. Let's get into lane, but still Evos, they got the turret. Meanwhile, King Kong's gonna be taunted up. There's 5 people on top of him. King Kong trying to get away. Soul Saber heals himself back up, so Kirk is the one who falls. Super Prince shows up just in time. Still nothing, not too much for Evos. It's Purify out from Nikki. AOG from Tani completely misses. Brusco stuns him out. Law and Order. King Kong is legendary. Takes the orange buff in the process. He's doing 3 things at once.
That is a BOD in 8 minutes. I think it's probably a second or third item as well, as the Vengeance is popped by Veldora. Almost falls. If King Kong had Sky Piercer, then that would have been another kill as well, but not everyone builds the same way James does. Right now, you can see, yep, third item, BOD in 8 minutes. If the game isn't over, I don't know what is. He actually has the same net worth as 2 people from Evos added together.
He's the bait. It's all about King Kong. They find the Kirk. The King Kirk sets it up. King Kong tries to get away from Annabelle. But Annabelle finds the shutdown finally at the end. But then Kelra is the second layer of the problem. Kirk, another knockup. Kelra over. The turret is a maniac. It's going to be a savage for Kelra at this point. Where's the crit? Kelra finds the first savage in the challenge season. And Onyx Philippines just styling on Evos right now.
I want to cheer for the underdog. I was happy to finally see them shut down King Kong's 9-kill streak. But then it just converts into a savage for Kelra. That is the danger of Onyx Philippines right there. You think that you finally dealt with their main carry, turns out nope, they were just setting up for a different core the entire time. But it does narrow down the goal difference quite a bit. It's only 4K now for Onyx, which is quite a lot less than it was before. Another diversion play, just a scout there. No, they actually do take it. Not able to find anyone, unfortunately. Onyx still in a very dominating position, especially now that their goal lane is fully online.
King Kong wasn't even aiming at the bush, but it did force a reaction from Tony and Nikki. So kind of back to square one. Evos are in a bit of a more comfortable position. Not enough to contest the Lord though. That goes over the Onyx Philippines as expected. How fast did King Kong hit 15? 11.
You are. I can't remember what the level 15 timing high score at M6 was, but it was actually pretty quick. I don't think King Kong beat it, but he was pretty darn close here. And it shows the superiority of Onyx PH right now. They got the Lord. They're going to be pushing into the next one. Evos does still have some tier 2s, so they should be able to defend this without too much damage. Holy Crystals is completed, so now Super Prince will be one-shotting Nikki if he's unlucky enough. This is going to be a tough defense for Evos. Oh, never mind.
And they found Annabelle.
Literally the moment I said it would one-shot someone. Okay, well... What do you even do? How do you even play the game at this point?
We're gonna somehow try. So much damage from Onyx Philippines.
Oh,
Kelra, look at him!
Kelra.
My man is running in the middle of 4 people and an inhibitor turret and still finds the kill onto Nikki. Lord will take care of Kurt with the kick. AOG doesn't do anything. That's Kwakun down. Kurt will be taunted out and he falls. But still, Onyx Philippines have the man advantage. Annabelle back into the fight. Veldora losing all of his HP. Kelra blasts him through the Vengeance as Tawny sticks onto him and punches him to oblivion. But Tawny will also go down. Super Fritz finds the double kill. 7 seconds for Kwakun. Nikki is already back. Onyx Philippines will now turn their attention to take down the rest of the inhibitors of Evos and call it a day unless Annabelle has something to say about it. But respects King Kong and Onyx Philippines finally falls back.
Evos being able to hold their base there is actually impressive considering the pressure that Onyx was exerting. They did actually end up overstaying, so Evos was able to just continue to top themselves back up in the base and slowly take them out one by one. And despite all of that, we are still looking at an 8K goal. Oh, diversion into the mid lane.
Found Kurt. As Bruco still want to take this, gonna try and stick onto Tawny. Here comes Kelra running in with the heavy crossbow. The wind blow does miss. King Kong, big wraparound. They lose Tawny first. Snipe. Brusco kept alive by the revitalized King Kong. Big damage. Annabelle almost just evaporates. King Kong keeps on fighting. Extra attack speed in immortal form. Takes down Veldora. Super Friends now has Kwakun cornered. King Kong gets the Purify out. Takes him down anyways. And Kelra will do what he does best. Take down the Crystal. And Onyx Philippines steamrolls through Evos.
We predicted it. We knew that the world champion team had something to prove. And their victory dance shows that they are still here to play some clean MLBB Evos. They tried, but it just didn't seem like a competition at all. We are going to be witnessing Onyx PH go up against Blacklist International for that first slot into the challenge finals from Group A.
It's already set up to be a very interesting showdown on the upper bracket, and of course it will not happen immediately, so the teams get some time to prep. No, Coach Bonchan even earlier on did say that he anticipates the showdown against Onyx Philippines Now it's time to get to the drawing board. Like for Onyx PH, this is just another day at work, another walk in the park. Just completely dismantling Evo's glory at every single turn.
Generally, when you have early game assassin junglers, the worst thing you can do is give them an early game snowball, and that is what we saw happen on probably the worst player you could give it to, King Kong, with a 13.5k total personal net worth 12 minutes into the game. Man only died that one time after a 9-kill streak. I mean, what can you say?
I mean, he lost his kill streak,
Gila sih,
and then
gila
like you
sih.
pointed out, it became a savage for Kelra, right? It was like this sick joke that Onyx Philippines is playing on Evo. You give them a hope and then you take it away. Of course, King Kong is our MVP this game, and yeah, there you go. The 1k GPM, 1089.
1089 GPM. And what's even worse is that Kelra also had an 895 GPM. Normally when you have crazy gold scores like this, it's only on the one core that's really dominating the game. But in this case, it's on two of them. At that point, you already know the game is pretty much over. The difference in damage dealt is on another level entirely. Every single player showing that they still have the micro mechanics that brought them all the way to that world champion title. Onyx are here to play. They want to claim another champion under their belt, and right now are looking very promising to be able to make it all the way to the next stage of the Snapdragon Pro Series.
I mean, King Kong dealt so much damage. He's equivalent to more than 2 of Evo's Glory's members. I mean, this is our king of the jungle. We should make a movie out of this guy. I know we have a lot of movies about big gorillas, but this is the true king of the jungle right now. He is uncontested, undefeated. How do you stand up against this guy?
We need someone to be Godzilla so that they can play like opposite him in the movie, right? Right now, we don't
1000
really have
dari
that
Baby
yet.
Girl.
There's a lot of
Pesan,
promising
hai
junglers,
ganteng.
but King Kong has just reached a totally different level in the previous year of gameplay. And the stats reflect it, his rotations reflect it, his micro reflects it, and having the support system to bring out his maximum potential. That is what makes a team a true terror in the Land of Dawn.
If I'm not mistaken, King Kong, this is like what his before 2025, it's like his second year in the major leagues, and you see the evolution, right, from TNC all the way to, at that point in time, Fnatic Onyx Philippines, and then World Champions. People have been saying like this kid is something else. I remember Naisu talking about it when Naisu and Ranma talking about it when they saw King Kong back in TNC, and in just a short while, just within a year's worth of time, he is now literally the best jungler in the world. Some people really are gifted, but most importantly is having the right mindset. Being part of the super family definitely helps with that. I know Coach Why Not gave King Kong a lot of praises in regards to that.
And of course, we cannot forget the gold standard himself, who got the first Savage of the tournament. Also, the editors are having a very good time splicing in Onyx dancing in between the clips of them just destroying their opponents. By the way, Onyx, you can tell that they were having fun, and despite that, their gameplay didn't suffer a single bit for it. They are ready to take on the world once again. And I think all the other teams have to be so prepared.
Guys, ada yang mau mabar ya guys? Kalau mau mabar, ayo let's go.
During M6 in the Philippines, there's no champions, only the super family. Congratulations to Onyx Philippines, 2-0 over Evo's esports in just the cleanest possible fashion that I think everyone expected. It's hard to not root for Onyx knowing how to
This is something about these players that have come out of TNC, right? King Kong now popping off here. We of course have our local players in SRG now as well, just reaching different heights in gameplay. But once again, we get to see the rotations of King Kong in this game. And there's definitely a bit more of a aggressive spin to it compared to Game 1.
A very artistic touch to it as well. I mean, King Kong, he's just shedding blood everywhere he goes. I mean, look at the places he got the kills, right? It is all over the map.
And in the previous game, where he largely stayed in his own side of the jungle until the mid game, this game the whole map is his. You know, it's like there was no place for Annabelle at all. Just basically evicted from his home. You know, King Kong showing how you maximize efficiency as a jungler, farming the entire map at once, getting kills wherever you can. 1089 GPM. That's gonna be the score to beat going forward here at SBS.
And I remember, you know, some certain teams, certain people when they talk about Onyx, and there was this question of, like, do you communicate every play? And sometimes Onyx were like, no. Sometimes the players, they do it themselves, and it's just second nature to them. So yeah, I mean, again, this is the best team in the world that you're looking at, and there really isn't any way around it. You know, we've seen teams take games but not series, but we have an interview right now, and it's with the king of the jungle. We got King Kong right here with us. Hello, King Kong. Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year, guys.
So, first of all, how are you consistently so dang good at picking? Like, what is the secret to you just crushing Evo's glory?
The secret is
Simple answer. I think it's a very simple process after all, right? King Kong has shown the world that he is one of the best junglers around, and he's gonna continue doing so. I have to ask, now that you guys are world champions, now that you're playing in SPS again, do you think that it's gonna be very easy for you guys to just go all the way and become winners once again?
no, because many teams are practicing and getting ready for this tournament.
I think that's a very good answer. I'm gonna follow up on that actually. Are there any teams in particular that you maybe want to play again after M6, or like new teams that you have an eye on that you really want to face here at Snapdragon?
I want to face Team Liquid. Indonesia, Team Liquid Indonesia.
I knew it. I knew this was coming. It's about Fabian, right? Like you want to face Fabian again, right? So I know you and Fabian, you have have a thing going on. Yeah. So I'm hitting fireworks on my place. It's to celebrate this win. I know, King Kong, I know you've been hitting the gym in your free time. You know, is that one of the ways to keep yourself, you know, at tip-top condition? Is that why you're so good, you know, in as a jungler? Is it because of your gym routine? Could you share with us, you know, some of the simple processes when you lift weights, when you lift the plates in the gym?
At some, yes.
Yes. Do you have like what is like a simple routine? Like if like look at me, like I'm clearly very skinny, but I want to hit the gym. Like do you have any sample routines I can try out?
Just eat a lot.
Just
Like
eat a lot.
Prince
All right.
bulking season.
Super Prince's bulking season. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Bulking season.
Bulking season. All right, got it. One last thing before I hand it over to Zalafa. I know people ask Kelra, and Kelra did say that MPL Philippines is harder than M6. You know, when they were talking about the World Championship. What do you think about SPS? Is it going to be harder than MPL Philippines or easier than MPL Philippines?
I think MPL Philippines is still harder. Because Filipinos.
Well, it can be a little bit hard to deny that, considering just how well all of the PHTs have been performing on all the international tournaments. But I do think that the rest of the world is slowly starting to catch up a little bit more. I gotta ask, like, so King Kong, are there any things that you maybe want to say to your fans, right? The people who have already supported you, especially now that you guys are world champions?
For the fans, thank you very much for always supporting us. we will always do our best for you guys.
And we can tell that you guys are
10.000
always doing the
dari
best. It's
tes.
very fun to watch you
Pesan,
guys.
ini
And
hanya tes
congratulations
notifikasi.
on this victory here. Did you predict that it would be like such a clean 2-0 sweep?
Yes.
Sosial Boss.
10.000 dari
I
tes.
think all of us felt the
Pesan,
same.
ini
Um,
hanya tes
okay, final thing for
notifikasi.
me, you guys will be playing Blacklist, right? Like whoever wins that series, you guys are going straight to challenge finals. Do you think it's going to be, you know, easy against Blacklist, or will they put up a tougher fight than EVOS today?
Basta pilan yan. 2-0.